everybody. It is your baby boomer Kitty Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia, back with another Create and Relate. Come on in the den. Look who's early today. Wow. And bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Of course, you know I have everything up on the TV as well. So if you see me occasionally glance up, that's why I can read the chat better from the TV. Go ahead and get that set up because I think it's already on. Okay. Well. So how is everyone? Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. I guess you can see my fingers are busy. Yes, they are. Every waking moment I've had for the past few days, these fingers have been working. I've been burning through some stuff. Before we even get started, I want to. So I have Walmart Plus, and I just re-upped my subscription. So today, or last night, thank you. How are you, sis? But last night, I ordered groceries or some things that I needed. And last night, I was like, oh, you know what? I need some more green yarn. And I'll show you why in a moment. But I'm running out and need it for this project. So I'll just go ahead and order it. Mainstay green. Green. Not turtle. Green. So my plans are after this live to shoot over and switch it out for the green that I need. How is everyone? What is everyone working on? That's what I need to know. Give me all the tea, all the tea. How have you been? How was your weekend? I need to know all the good stuff. Let's get those fingers working. If you're working on something, I understand. But just take a moment to pop in and say hi. And please, still getting spam calls, y'all. I apologize for that. But just take a moment, please, to hit those thumbs either on your way in. I don't know how to change that, sis. I really don't. Let's see what I can do. Okay, does that help any? Okay, now I know what to do to fix it. I'm learning to push buttons until you get it right. Oh my goodness. I have so much to talk to you all about today. I mean, a lot. If you happen to check out the description box, then you know that I do have a lot to talk about today. So let's get into it. First of all, welcome. I am your baby boomer Kitty Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia, and you are in Create and Relate. Come on in the den. I am so happy to have you here with me today. I really am. And we'll go straight from there to Sips and Whips. So I am back to No Not Folgers. Oh, God, I wish. But the Great Value Espresso with my pinch of salt and my drip of vanilla. I have also added my International Delight Caramel Macchiato. I have 20 ounces of coffee and 10 ounces of creamer. And it is, please forgive me, oh so good. The warmth feels good to my throat. The taste is smooth and creamy, not too caramelly. And I guess that's because it's on top of espresso, but it's enough to make it really smooth. And then adding the vanilla and the pinch of salt takes the bite of the espresso away. Yeah, that's good. I also have my trusty water. So let's open up our notebook and see what else we have for today. Our whips. Okay, this is where we're going to have fun. So most of them are generally the same. We have our Just For Me sweater. Not gotten any further on it. Those of you who saw my live Saturday know that I did complete the second arm to the purple sweater. I used up that complete ball, that $5 Red Heart ball from Dollar Tree, and got as far as I could on this beautiful blanket. Oh my goodness. They are relentless today. Okay. So I do have those three things. I pulled this back out. I still don't know what to name this. Maybe it won't have a name, but this is going to be Nikki's blanket. It's not, I don't have that much further to go. She only needs it to cover her legs when she's sitting up looking at TV or doing lesson plans or something. So this doesn't have very far to go. I need to turn this way. And show you my knitted whip. I am still right where I was. I'm not going to unfold this whole thing. I need to learn how to cast off. Hey, Michelle! Oh, I got my sister and my enabler here. So once I learn how to cast off, y'all, I guess this will be done, hopefully, in time that my daughter can enjoy it for the cold weather. That hat that had that beautiful design on it, I frogged it. I frogged it because I was not going any further with it. I was very disappointed that you could not see the design. Can I recreate it? Of course I can. So I'm going to have to pick a solid or a less busy color, maybe a gradient or something like that, and do it with that, because it was not showing up here, and it wasn't time consuming, but it was too pretty not to be seen. So that's where I am there. I didn't realize it had a tail. Okay, so the purple scarf, I only have one section to go. This one I'm going to try to finish by tonight, by Taco Tuesday, and this will be my whip, where you have that season-long challenge of pick a whip, any whip, and complete it. So I'm hoping that's going to be the completed whip. But if not, I do have something else on the hook that can, but it really wouldn't be a whip. This, y'all, was going to be my poncho until I was gifted a poncho. So it's coming loose. It's being frogged. And for a good cause. It is actually going into this piece right here. Roll it. Y'all get to see me use my gravity again. I guess I need to take a breath and slow down. Let me tell you a funny story real quick. So last night, I'm sitting on the bed, I dropped something on the floor. No, the phone came unplugged, and the plug is right down here beside the bed. So I'm bending down to get it. My daughter's standing in the doorway, and she's like, Mom. She says, I'm not being funny right now, but I know it's funny. But you already suffer from T-Rex syndrome. So why would you try to bend down and get something off the floor, knowing that you're short, your arms are short, and your bed is tall? She said, I can see why you fall so much. She said, and what's so sad about it? Your Gravity is right there beside you. And I'm like, but it's, okay. Okay, I get it. All right. So back to the crochet. So this is what I'm working on. Yes, it is very busy. It is extremely busy. It is a scrap Nana June's blessing blanket. I love that pattern. It is listed below in the description box. Y'all, the tutorial, it's by Juan of Juan the Yarn Addict, and I absolutely love it. It's a 6-round repeat. I am stubborn. So stubborn. I am. But she is too. She is too. I guess she get it from her mama. Oh, Michelle, I love you so much, and I miss you. I miss you. I do. We have to connect soon. But yeah, this is the Nana June blessing blanket. One of them. My mandala cake, known. I absolutely love it. This is also a Nana June blessing blanket, done with the mandala cake and known. So you see, it started with the yellow and now into the orange. Hopefully by the end of the day, I will get into the pink. I know Michelle will love that. And then, of course, my backup in case I don't finish the scarf for tonight, I'm hoping that I will be able to finish this Nana June blessing blanket. Why so many Nana June blessing blankets? Number one, because I love the pattern. I absolutely love the pattern. And as a creator, I can tell you, I don't generally run into a lot of patterns that I absolutely love that much, but this, y'all, oh my goodness. And it works up so fast. It works up so fast. Joan is amazing. Joan is and she keeps me on my toes, on my P's and Q's, make sure I dot my I's and cross my T's. Yes, yes, yes. Talk about a sister that will call you out when you're doing wrong. Yes. Yes. And I love her more for it. I really, really do. She keeps me accountable, and I appreciate that. I really do. And I don't want you to think anything less, Joan. I really appreciate you for that. Okay. So without me boring you with all the other little things that I'm working on, some are kind of big, but until I get to a certain point. Right now I'm as best as I can with the lighting. Even though it's sunny outside. Let me see if this will help. Does that help? Okay, back to driving. Okay, I got it. I have a lot of little things on the hook. Oh, there is one I can show you. So I have to give props. There was someone, and I think it was Sam, if I'm not mistaken, by hook or by needle, Sam. my Aussie. But she told me to go to my history and find this. I saw this pattern one night as I was looking at TV, and I didn't close it out. I actually opened the other curtain, but left the blinds closed so that I wouldn't wash out on that side. But it did give me a little more light from that side. But I saw this pattern and I fell in love with it when I saw it. I just thought it was so cute, and I wanted to try it. And I turned away from it because it was so simple. It was so simple. It's almost like a mile a minute. And by the time I got to the second part of it, I forgot how to connect the two. I'm telling you all, when you see something you really like, either subscribe to that channel or put it in a playlist. Create a playlist for it and put it there so that you can find it when you go back to it. The second, and Sam told me to check my history. I didn't know where to find the history. I am so computer, not as computer illiterate as I was when I started my YouTube channel, but I have a long way to go. So I was talking to Marsha, my Jamaican mommy, who you all know as Blind Stitches, and she directed me to my history, which helped me to find that video. So if I don't get to this today, because it's not a pressing issue, I will definitely get to it tomorrow. It's simply going to be a throw. I did not measure it except for let the bottom fall to the floor and the top come up here. It's probably about 3.5 feet long. I'll measure it someday. We'll take measures right here, but I'll measure it someday. And I know that I'm not going to let it get too much bigger than that because I just want it to be a throw. Okay. So, FOs, I have none. I have none since last week. I have none. All the ones that I've done thus far have been dispersed to where they need to be. And my bag, my gift bag, runneth over. So it's time for me to take my gift bag out and start gifting these things. Now, FBs, future plans. I'm going to kind of save that to the end because they're kind of blended into Pillow Talk and reminders. So, but I can tell you that I did work on the graphing the Frappuccino blanket. I worked on that a little bit. Getting the cup just right is what's bothering me. I don't know if I want it to look more like a cartoonish cup or a real cup. And that matters a lot. If I want it to look like a real cup, then I have to show depth. I have to show, I have to add more colors because the cup is going to sit kind of tilted on the blanket. So you're going to need to see the bottom portion of the cup. You're going to have to see the back rim as opposed to the front rim. The change in the coloration of the Frappuccino on the inside. So, like I said, I don't know if I want it to be more cartoonish or more realistic, but I'm working on it. That's the point. And then Pillow Talk comes to the end, okay? Problem weight update. I have not taken my weight today. And I haven't taken my weight today is because my daughter has been pushing food down my throat. Which I don't mind because she knows that I need it. She said I've been sleeping way too much. I don't think it's been too much, especially when I wake up feeling as amazing as I feel today, which goes back to the health portion. If I were to put today, how I feel today on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd have to give it a strong 8.5. Maybe even leaning towards 9. I always look at self-help videos, and there was one that said, if you dance before you go to work, you tend to have a better day. So when I get up in the mornings now, for the past couple of mornings, and I go in the kitchen to either get my breakfast or my coffee, I take time out if I don't dance for a couple of minutes. I don't care if I'm sitting and dancing, but I'll either do the choir step down the hallway, you know, the little two-step like marching in, like the choir or that good old usher board. I will do that, or I will sit on my bed and do Chris Brown left, right. I love that. I do. It works every part of you in just a few seconds. And I'll do it about 5 times. As a matter of fact, I was doing it just for this video. So, just something to keep in mind. I don't care if you just, you know, back to the go-go days. Yeah, I was there. I grew up in that era. Yes, I did. Huh. Okay, so as far as the shout-outs are concerned, I have 5 on this list. Please always refer to other videos and my community posts, and you'll see those regular shout-outs. But DIY Creation, she does amazing things with her hook. I've only seen a couple of videos, but I turned to the videos just to see what it was about and ended up watching the whole videos because I was just amazed at what she was doing with that hook. The creations she was making with that hook and that yarn, it was mind-blowing. So that's when you can check out. Information is in the description box. And then Linda Saxady, have to give a shout out to her. Her with those knit needles. Y'all, she knits faster than I crochet. I put it to you like this 3 weeks ago. She got an order for 7 sweaters before Christmas. And I think she's done with 5 of them. Yeah. And then there's always Auntie BJ. You want to check her out, especially on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Her information is down in the description box. Front Monday is Make Along Monday, and that's where you work on your charity or your donation works or projects. Wednesday is Whip It Wednesday, where you can send in photos of your whips, and she showcases those. And on Fridays, it's Finished Object Fridays. So you can go there and show your finished objects. And it's a fun space to be in. It's a safe space, and it's a fun space to be in. Then you can always go to the squirrel nest and visit Granny D. Granny D, howdy! Absolutely love Granny D. Absolutely love Granny D. And look at the draw. I believe it's 13 or 14. I'm not sure which one because I haven't participated since TM. But look at the draw. Either 13 or 14 is coming out. I believe day after tomorrow. Of course, that's on Trish channel, Mama Swift. That information is in the description box as well, or the link to her channel. And you can follow her. She'll tell you all about it. It's just 6 colors. Just 6 colors, y'all. And it's basically 4 body creep. But if you just want to make makes for yourself, say you want to make a scarf, or you want to make a hat, you can do those. You know, or you want to make like leg warmers, boot cuffs. Cool. But whatever you decide to do, you know, you do it in those 5 colors. Like I said, she can explain it so much better than I can. I'll give it a whirl. But you have a base color, and then you pick 5 other colors. And those 5 numbers will go into the red solo cup. She will draw a number, and you start out with your base color, and then you add whatever number she picks. You give your colors numbers. Like mine would be like red, orange, yellow, green, blue. So if she picked 3, then that would be yellow. My first week would be yellow. I'd add my yellow. And say the second week she picked 4, which would be green. So then I would add my green. Third week, she picked one. One is my red. I would add my red. And between each one, you put your base color. So say if you're making a double crochet blanket, you start out with 3 rows, hypothetically. You start out with 3 rows of your base color, which mine would probably be white, and then your first week's color, and then your 3 rows of your base color, and then your second week's color, and so forth and so on. Sometimes you get repeats before you finish out, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to see how it works out. So, that is that. Like I said, all 5 of those creators are listed below. The links to their channel are listed below in the description box. Now, talk about it, or the TABIs. A lot of us, and I am one of the ones affected, no, this is not crochet related, but it kind of is, because we need to keep our nutrition up. But a lot of us are going to feel the bite of not getting our EBT next month. Check on YouTube. They have loads of channels that explain everything. But because the government has shut down, a lot of states will not be issuing EBT funds for the month of November. They have a few ways they can stop this from happening, but it depends on our Congress, guys. So, I also wanted to make you aware your SSI and your SSDI payments for November more than likely will be coming the end of October. So don't think it's an extra payment. Don't think that somebody's just throwing extra money your way. That is your November check. So you technically will not be getting one in November. But because of the way the days fall, more than likely you'll be getting those checks at the end of October. Just a PSA, just to let you know. Okay, we have gotten all the way down to the reminders. Let me get a sip of coffee. Okay, guys, yeah, talk too fast. You know how I'm always hyping up Taco Tuesday? It's tonight. It is Tuesday. So Taco Tuesday is tonight at 6 o'clock. In the description box is the link. It's actually the link to the playlist, but if you go to Juan's channel, you'll see it. It's also upcoming. If you subscribe to his channel, it should come up on the upcoming or the I recommend bar on your YouTube. But I'm telling you guys, Taco Tuesday is so much fun. You're sitting around here with lips like this, and you don't know what to go to next, but you know that you want to crochet. It gives you a fresh perspective. If you feel like you're losing your crojo or you've lost your crojo and really want to get it back, having something off the cuff, not putting so much thought into it, is a really good way to get back and get that crojo back. So I recommend Taco Tuesday a lot. I also recommend Audio Accessibles, and that is Yes Michelle Crochet's second channel. Y'all, it has gotten me through so much crocheting. It has helped me sleep at night. I'm telling you, just to play that music in the background when the kids are up in the living room fighting, and I'm not kidding, they're fighting. Everybody says that's what siblings do. You have to remember, I grew up an only child. I know nothing about that. So, and my kids didn't do that. So this is all new to me, you know? So, yeah. Pop in the Audio Accessibles. The link is in the description box below. Please go check it out. Please, please, please go check it out. And when I talk about a variety of music, my favorite is the bossa nova. I say it all the time, and I know When Michelle looks at that, she's like, I know Kitty has watched this again. I know Kitty has watched this again. Because I will put the bossa nova on, and when it gets to the end, I'll rewind it all the way back to the beginning and let it play again. I love bossa nova. I absolutely do. I love classical music as well, but I think bossa nova, for some reason, you know how you go through life and certain things change. I think that's one of the changes that I kind of went through with my music. Of course, I went through the rap era, the soul. R&B is always going to be a part of me because I grew up with it in my household. But my favorite song as a child, and I will post this in my community post. I know I can find it because every now and then I go look at it on YouTube just so you all can share this with me. Some of you may remember it, but some of you probably won't. I think the title of it is Nash Rambler, or either it's called the Beep Beep Song. I always forget how I look it up. Sometimes I'll put Nash Rambler, which is a type of car, or I'll put the Beep Beep Song, and both times it comes up. So it's like I said, I will put the link in the community post so you can go have that fun with share the fun of that song with me. Y'all, imagine a child just running around the house. Beep, 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 beep. This one went beep, beep, beep. I love it. Yes. I was never really one-eyed something purple people eater. I wasn't. I guess you can tell I can't even get the chorus right. Another one that I loved so much was Hello Mother, Hello Father, here I am at Camp Granada. Camp is very entertaining, and they say we'll have more fun if it stops raining. Oh yeah, I like that one too. And another one I was taught in high school. I'm going crazy. Don't you want to come along? I'm going crazy. Just singing this song. Had a little kitten. All she ate was yarn. And when those little kittens came, they came with sweaters on. Yes. Call me silly, call me goofy. It's okay though. I graduated in the top portion of my class, and I graduated from carpentry with a 4.0 plus. I graduated from cosmetology with a 4.0 plus. Yes, and I graduated third in my class in nursing assistance. So yes, I may be goofy, I may be silly, but I'm smart. I'm smart. Oh my goodness. Also, I wanted to remind you about the Just For Me cardigan. There is still time, guys. It's not even November yet. So let me pull it out. Mine, I do have all 5 of my panels sewn together. That is my back. That's the front left. This is the color green I wanted from Walmart. Guys, do they look alike? I don't think so. And this is my front right panel. I know that Joan and Lori have joined in with us on this. This was essentially Blind Stitch's idea, and I jumped in on it with her. She asked me if I would. I have always wanted to collab with someone, so after having the experience with the twister hood of the traveling blanket, y'all, I absolutely love being on that project. I really, really did. But and to know, to be a part of something and to take your time and put thoughtful effort into it, not just pick up and do it, it makes it mean so much more. And knowing the cause of the blanket, it was really, really a healing process for me. I didn't realize that there was so many unaddressed issues that I needed to deal with over the loss of my son. And guys, that was almost 40 years ago, you know. And sometimes you don't realize how much things stick with you, you know. But it helped a lot. I shed a lot of tears, and I put a lot of heart and stitches into it. And it was exciting. So when Marsha asked me about collabing with her on the sweater, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I got a sweater on the hook, but the panels thing sounds like a good idea. It would be a different type sweater. It would force me to work with sleeves because outside of the hexagon cardi, that's where I have my trouble. But this is giving me the opportunity to work on something that I'm slacking in. So like I said, still have time. December 1st, midnight Eastern time is the deadline that we're shooting for. I will put in the community post Marsha's page, Marsha's channel, and I will put my email so you can reach out to either one of us and find out where to send your pictures, which my email is there, but Marsha will let you know how to get in contact with her. Okay. So, also, don't forget, and I hope you're all participating in the 30 minutes a day organization challenge that I put out to everybody. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 empty spaces on my little yarn wall. Granted, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 totes sitting here. I know the math doesn't add up, but if I count the bottom ones that I can't see, it's exactly 7. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7. So I am working on it. This is not yarn that's spilling over. This is yarn that actually needs to be worked. And it's tucked nice and neat, pretty much, except the skeins that I bought from the order that I just recently got. That's why I needed green. She wants Philadelphia Eagles. Turtle is not Philadelphia Eagles green. I'm so disappointed in them. And I think I'm disappointed because the colorway says sea turtle, not green. Yeah. So there we are with that. Okay. But like I said, just donate 30 minutes a day. And one of the things that I'm really, really happy about is the scrap stuff that I've done. I recently made a scrap rug, mat, rug, whatever. And I decided to put it in my daughter's bathroom. And when she came in from work and she saw it, she absolutely fell in love with it. Talk about a stash buster. I ran 3 strands together and I used my number 8 crochet hook, which is an L. Oops. Yep. Did I do that upside down? I did do that upside down. How about turning the right side up, kitty? There you go. I don't know if you all can see that. I'll do it like that for you. I know a lot of people do that, so I do it too. But that's what I used to run those 3 strands together. It gave it form, but at the same time, it wasn't like stiff. Awesome. Awesome. I'm so happy for you, Joan. I can't wait for, I don't know right now, in light of what else I have to talk to you about, I'm kind of not rushing so much to get rid of what I have. And I will tell you why. Okay, so we are down all the way to Pillow Talk. Yes. So Juan put out a calling. He wanted to donate 50 Nana-June blessing blankets to Boggy Creek. And the last count I heard was 24 are already done. The first one that I showed you is for that purpose. I'm making this one for Boggy Creek. Now this year, instead of sending your blankets to Juan, you're going to send them to Nancy. I did put the link to her channel down in the description box. So if you choose to participate, I'm not wringing anybody's arm. I'm not snatching any fingers. I'm not force feeding you. I'm just putting the information out here. If you choose to participate, just do the blanket. Make sure it's at least 40 by 40 and wrap it up and ship it to Nancy. Why do I have 3 Nana-June blankets? Because I love the pattern so much. One of those is going to Boggy Creek. The other 2 are going into the gift bag. Yes, I do everything with a purpose. I keep telling y'all there's a method to my madness. You okay? Even when I can't find my hook, that's right here in front of me. Now, this is what I really wanted to get to. I told you about the food stamps that a lot of states will not be getting. Please check your area and find out, or your state, and find out if you will be getting them this month. But guys, we are facing some really serious hard times. A lot of us are in that right now, and the way things look, they're only going to get worse. So I've kind of gone around my house, YouTube, Google, ChatGPT, friends, and created a list of 20 viable items that you need to stock up on. There are going to be a few more that I throw in there. But guys, we need water. You need to allow for, they say, a gallon a day per person, because you're supposed to drink half of that. I say 2 gallons a day per person. That's just me, to allow for bathing, cleaning, those types of things. I mean, you think about it as far as using the toilet, even if the water gets cut off, you're going to need to be able to flush your toilet. So I say 2 gallons a day per person. Try to have a month's supply at least. Matches, the old-fashioned matches, not the little cheap ones where when you go to strike it, it breaks, or you can only strike it on the side of the packet. But if you go to the hardware store, you can get the ones that they use for camping or hunting. You can strike those against your zipper. You can strike them against the wall if you need to. Most jagged surfaces, concrete, prickly metal, like I said, wood, I said walls. For those types of things, you can strike those matches on that. Bleach, not the non-splash and not the scented kind, just regular old-fashioned bleach. It doesn't even have to be Clorox. The fact that it's not Clorox might even be better, because it shoots so much for these other things. It generally has a lot of additives in it that are not really kosher, especially in survival mode. White vinegar. White vinegar is good for cleaning. It's also good for things like helping keep your blood pressure down. It's good for, believe it or not, it's good for cleansing wounds. There are a lot of uses for white vinegar. BIC lighters. You don't always want to struggle with matches. Matches are a necessity, but so are BIC lighters. If you don't have to use up your matches, you'll have your BIC lighters. And, all of this is good also for cooking food. I'm going to throw the candles in there and the little sterno I kept trying to think of the name of it when I was putting the list in the description box. But the little sterno burners, really good for helping you to cook your food. Yes, I said candles. There was a time that my daughter and I were in a house for 6 weeks with no utilities. My mom allowed us to fill up containers with water and take them to the house. We wrapped up in crochet blankets. Thank God I knew how to crochet. But we learned how to cook using the grate of an oven, resting it on top of pots and putting a plate with a bunch of candles in the bottom of it. We had like 1,000 emergency candles. And we lit each one of those candles, and we could even boil water. So candles also are a necessity, and that's sterno. Bar soap. We might not have access to our Dove body wash. Y'all, I love my Dove. I also love my Bath and Body Works. I'm just saying, I mix the two together, and it smells so good. Everywhere I go, people be like, "You smell good." Thank you. What kind of cologne? So, baby, and it's called taking a shower twice a day, every day. Toilet paper. Yes. The average person goes through 50 rolls of toilet paper a day. So you want to stock your home according to that measurement. In our household, we know we need at least 200. I would throw in an extra 50 for another person simply because we have two fertile late. Well, no, she's not yet, but she's very close to being a fertile young woman. But my daughter and my grandbaby, so the extra toilet paper for them. Salt. I have a hard time saying the word iodized and non-iodized. One for cooking and flavoring, the other for cleaning. Heavy duty aluminum foil. Too many uses to go into. I mean, you can make your silverware, you can make your dinnerware out of it, you can use it to cook on, wrap things up to cook in, mask the odor of foods. There's so much you can do with aluminum foil. Duct tape. We all know. Get the good stuff, y'all. Please get the good stuff. Because we don't want the weather to come through and just make it non-usable. So invest in that. We need this. Heavy duty trash bags and regular trash bags. Regular trash bags for everyday disposal. But the heavy duty trash bags can be converted, and I'm talking about the really large ones. They can be converted into raincoats if you need it. You can use them for shelter if you need it. You can use them to safeguard your items from getting wet if you have flooding or if you're in a flooding area. And also, if you get to the point that you cannot use indoor plumbing, it's a way to get rid of the waste safely. You can also you can go to the hardware store and get the big red ones or the big yellow ones. I think those are like extra heavy duty. So they're really good for that purpose. Plastic sheeting, like what you put down when you're painting, but you want it to be kind of heavy. Basically, for protection, shelter, covering windows, zip ties, closing stuff up, connecting things, securing things, so forth and so on. Paracord. Paracord is good for tying things down. Of course, if you have to make shelter, it's good for that as well. Bandanas, tourniquets, same as zip ties. Head protection, mask, neck protection, disposable razors. For all of, I don't have to tell you why. Feminine hygiene. Was waiting to get to this one. No, it is not only for the women. If there is an instance where you need to soak up water, pads are very good at extra absorbency. Um, they're also good for deep cuts, uh, first aid, I should say. So it's not only for females, they're very good in situations like we might be in it for. Ziploc freezer bags. Need I say more? I live with those. They're good for everything. I mean, even the makeshift Ziploc. I mean, this isn't a Ziploc freezer bag, but guys, storage. These are my ball bands for October so far. And think about the number of things that I have done to get down ball bands. I'm so excited about that. Baking soda, naturally, cleaning, cooking, etc. One thing that nobody said that I feel is a necessity is glue. Very good glue. Gorilla glue, super glue. Um, Sometimes in those tense moments, there are things that you need to permanently steady. They are good for shoving in a wound, but if you want to not leave a gaping hole, Joan, the pads are better because you can wrap it around. And then, of course, things that we need as creators, make sure you have yarn, scissors, hooks, measuring tape. Y'all know I had to throw some silly in there because of this being so serious, I always have to make it light a little bit, because even though all of this is really pertinent and it's really important, to get a smile in that also, I think is really good. So that's why I do little crazy things like that. Now, the other part of Pillow Talk is, as we make it through all of this, we know that December is my birthday month. And there is something that I want to do for the month of December, which is why I call this section Pillow Talk. And I want to see how many people are willing to go along with me. I want to make 4 pillows for the month of December. Just 4 pillows. They don't have to be big. They don't have to be huge. It can be a crocheted cover for a pillow. But yeah, I really, it's something that just popped into my mind. It's something that I wanted to do a while ago, and I didn't write it down. Made sure I wrote it down today, and I wanted to share it with each one of y'all. It's something that I really want to start doing now, but I know that I got too much on my plate. So, in order not to overwhelm myself, I told myself that I'd put it off until December. I got more stuff coming up for next year, y'all. I do. I swear I do. Y'all, we made it through everything that was, I know the list looked short on your end, but we made it through. We made it through. Oh, other things to add to the list. Do not forget canned foods, dried foods, boxed foods. All of those things will come in handy. They can be life-saving. Make sure you have a cooler. Please make sure you have a cooler. Remember, if your freezer, if you have a deep freezer or stand-up freezer, it can usually hold things up to 72 hours before they start the major thaw out, as long as you don't keep running in and out of it. Your refrigerator is, if you don't keep running out of it, can last you up to 48 hours. But things that don't really have to be refrigerated or frozen, those are the types of things like, and I know all of this is high in salt, it's processed food, but it's life-saving food. Spam, tuna fish, potted meat, Vienna sausages, um, corned beef hash, the canned beef stew, um, don't forget your baking goods like your flour and your sugar, your meal, um, dried milk, cereals, even oatmeals. Y'all, I love oatmeal. I think only one person in here knows that, but I love oatmeal. I could eat oatmeal 3 times a day, every day. I love oatmeal. I was recently gifted 2 huge bags of oats, and they're gone. They're gone. But I love oatmeal. But those types of things, keep them on board. Try to stay away from things that will go bad quickly. Like I love yogurt, but we kind of cutting back on that. Things that have to be frozen, of course, like ice cream and um, ice pops and those types of things. Pizzas that have to be cooked in the oven. Um, just be mindful of what you get. My suggestion to everybody is to start now living like you're in survival mode. And I'm going to say if, praying that it doesn't, that time comes, it'll be easier to make that transition. Just a heads up. Seeds. Guys, seeds are so important. If you're living somewhere where you can start you a garden, please get you some seeds. Please get you some seeds. Okay? Okay. I am not going to continue with that because I just keep thinking of things that we need, things that we need, things that we need. But I am so grateful that, there's certain things that I was taught, like we don't throw our garbage bags away. This is perfect for right now. Sorry for the crinkles. But when I get my bags, I ball them up into what we call ball bags. We make the little bag balls. I say ball bags, but bag balls. And we get another bag and we put them in that bag. This bag, of course, needs to be dumped into the bigger bag that's back here. But I have it's bigger than the 13-gallon. But I have a bag full of these bags. And little quick stuff like times that I can't leave my room and eat. And I want to throw that garbage away, but I don't want the food garbage back here. Throw them in one of these bags, tie it up real good. One of the kids will take it to the front. Or even when you're cleaning out your refrigerator and you know you're not going to get it outside right away, put them in these bags. Tie them up. That way your house doesn't stink. Y'all, I'm telling you, there is so much that we have that we can use. And we need to think along those lines. We need to look at what we have and figure out how can we use this if and when. So please be mindful. Please, please, please be mindful. With all of that being said, I want each and every one of you to go about your day with a huge smile on your face. Don't forget to check out the affirmation in the mornings. I'm trying to put them out at 8 a.m. Managed to do it yesterday and today. Kitty is trying to get on her game, y'all. So once I, get that down like I'm supposed to, we're doing more recording in the process. We have a crochet with me video coming up. It might come out today. There also might be another video dropping today where I went into my Joann's and saw the Michaels and Joann's knit and sew shop, but it's all silent. I don't know how to do the voiceover, and I don't want to continue to hold on to this video. So it's 16 minutes of silence because there was music playing in the background. But I'd really like to show you what they did with our store. I can say, without you seeing the video, that I was very disappointed with the big twist section. You'll see it at the end. That was all the big twist they had. in there. And it was like just thrown into this bin, looked like it had been picked over. And I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed. The quality of the loops and thread, even to touch, does not feel anything like the Big Twist. But I digress. They do what they do. But at any rate, like I said, I want you all to go about your day and have a beautiful day. I don't care what the temperature is outside. That beauty starts within you. Okay? Even those who live in Washington State, where it rains most of the time, that beauty starts within you. So don't forget to be bold, be brave, be beautiful, and behave. Remember, Kitty Lane told you. Remember, Kitty Lane loves you. So until we see each other again on these YouTube streets, peace out, everybody.